Again, today's content is how to turn perfect strangers into passionate business builders using a concept called funnels, and how they've been used in network marketing to build massive organizations online since as early as 2002, and how you can unlock the power of these powerful systems. And so a sales funnel, ironically, yes, Jan, go VIP right now. Absolutely. It's a bargain for what you get. Our entire library of courses, in addition to a lot of support and help, and our affiliate system as well. And that actually ties into what I'm going to be talking about here today with sales funnels. So the concept of a funnel, you may have heard the concept of the funnel, but may not have had it defined, especially if you're brand new to our community. You're watching, this for the first time, and you're still kind of figuring out what this attraction marketing thing. Well, the cornerstone of any attraction marketing system is having a funnel. And what a funnel is it's essentially a funnel is something that you already have been introduced to in some way, shape, or form. And a funnel is simply a process that takes somebody that's a perfect stranger, a cold market prospect, and transitions them step by step into a customer, and eventually into an advocate. And so here's what I'll break down what a funnel does right now as a specific example. So with a funnel, let's say you are walking down the street and you see something in the window of a store. You see something in the window. Let's say it's a music shop. So you see a guitar. You're a guitar enthusiast. You're walking down, and all of a sudden you see a guitar in the window. And you go, oh, interesting. And then you walk through the door of that guitar shop. And so, and then when you walk through it, you actually, are greeted by somebody. Somebody says, hi, welcome to our store, blah, blah, blah. Can I help you? It's like, yes, I'm looking to get a guitar. That one caught my eye, but can you help me? They go, yeah, sure. So what do you play? They ask you questions. So what do you like to play? What type of music do you like? How much experience do you have? Et cetera, et cetera. So, and then eventually that conversation transfers. You're like, well, that guitar would be awesome, but specific for what you're at right now, what I'd recommend is maybe taking a look at this guitar over here. And then you go, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. And you have that conversation. Eventually you end up walking out with a guitar, whatever that guitar is. Well, in that interaction, what you actually walk through is a funnel. You went through a series of steps that turned you into somebody who wasn't even thinking about buying a guitar, and to actually ended up spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a guitar in the matter of a few minutes, maybe a half hour or an hour at most. And so the first step was you were just walking down the street. The second step was something caught your eye. That was the guitar. That was like the ad on social media, or a post on social media that catches your eye. You're interested. So the person walks into the store. In your case, if you're online, you're clicking on the ad or you're clicking on the post to see what else is there. And then when you go into the store or you click on the ad, somebody greets you. And so very likely that happens with a funnel as well. Somebody greets you and goes, hi, hi, how you doing? And when you click on the ad, or when you walk into the store, somebody greets you and basically starts, asking you questions. And with an online funnel, there's an assumption that we already kind of know what you're interested in. So we give you information, we give you value. And what that person in the store was saying, what was doing with the questions is providing value. And so that's what a more critical part of a funnel is, being able to add value to somebody as part of the sales process. And so when the salesperson or the person in the store is asking questions, what they're doing is doing it for the purpose of making you feel understood, educating you, and making sure that they serve you in the best way possible. A funnel does that as well, but it's online. It can't ask questions, so it has to make a few assumptions about what the person coming in is interested in. So value is shared, education is shared, and then ultimately, if things feel good on the prospect side, they end up making a purchase. So specifically for how it works online, how a funnel works online, I'm going to walk you through that. So that's an example of something we run into every single day when we're out shopping. That is a funnel. A sales funnel is just a process that takes people from stranger to customer. And maybe if that person had a really great time at that shop, maybe that person's going to refer a friend. So now they become an advocate. And so here's what the process an online funnel takes you to. So an online funnel takes a visitor. So a visitor turns them into a lead, meaning they've submitted their information. So for something of value, but they're still, you don't know how warm this prospect is, but at least they're interested in, and they've submitted their information. That makes them a lead. Then when you provide value, a little bit of value to that lead, that becomes a prospect. So now that person is warmed up. So visitor, website visitor, or social media post visitor, or whatever, to a lead and to a prospect. That prospect is then and then more value is shared, and there's an offer made, like there would be at the store, and they become a customer. And this process can take as little as a couple minutes, or it can take as long as a few hours, or a few days, a few weeks, a few months. So the power of a funnel is that it moves people along at their own pace. When they're ready to buy, they move on to the next step, but it continues to follow up with them. So visitor, lead, prospect, and then it makes them into a customer. But that's not where a funnel ends, and that's a misconception. If you guys are getting value from this, drop me a number 2 in the comment section on funnels. So visitor, lead, prospect, customer. But then if you want to be really effective with what you're doing, especially in network marketing, you want to turn that customer into a recurring customer. And so there's a process for how you turn that customer into a recurring customer. Maybe you offer them additional discounts for continuing to renew, like a loyalty program of some kind. Or maybe you educate them so much and you provide them with such quality service, and you really show them how appreciated that customer is, that they don't want to go anywhere else and want to continue to buy from you. So now that person becomes a recurring customer. And then as a result of that, they become an advocate and start referring business to you because they just believe so strongly in what you're doing. So that's what a sales funnel does. It works from beginning to all the way to the back end, even after they become a customer. So visitor, lead, prospect, customer, recurring customer, and advocate. And so that's what a funnel does. If you want to put it in terms of network marketing, this is how network marketing would do it. So in network marketing, especially with the funnels we teach people to use with using attraction marketing, is here the funnel process goes like this. Very similar. Goes to visitor, that person becomes a lead. They submit their information on a website or web form of some kind, or some sort of capture mechanism, because they're interested in learning about something, but they're not necessarily ready to buy. They're not ready to join you. So, hold your horses. Don't get too excited. So they go from visitor to they submit some information. They become a lead. And then that lead gets some information shared with them, and then they get warmed up and become a prospect. So now they become a prospect where they've raised their hand again and go, hey, I'm actually pretty serious about doing this. I want to learn some more. So visitor, lead, prospect. From prospect, they become, they're shown some information, a video, or they hop on a webinar, or they went through your Facebook group strategy where they were added to a group and they got some information, and then they become a team member. So now they become a team member. Let me ask you guys a question, yes or no. Is this where the process ends? Yes or no? Does the funnel process for a network marketing business end when they join your team? Give me a yes or no right now. So we've just covered for a funnel for recruiting people into your network marketing business: visitor, lead, prospect, team member. And is that where it ends? Yes or no? So you guys drop me a yes or no if you think that's where it ends. Personally, that's not for me. That's not where it ends. And if you want to build a massive organization and build a huge community of people that are raging fans of your product, your company, and you, then certainly that's not where it ends. And that's where a lot of internet marketers who take on network marketing mess up, because they stop there. They think that just recruiting them is enough. So what should happen is they go from visitor, lead, prospect, team member, and then there's a process to enroll that team member so that they are educated enough, they are given enough value where they feel like, wow, this is really cool. These people really know, really care about me. And not only that, they're giving me a process and a system so I can become effective at building this business. And so what they do, what that does is that funnel now turns that team member, new recruit, into a builder. So now the person is actively doing something to build that business. They have prospects or customers of their own, and they become builders. But that's not where the funnel ends. The funnel now takes that builder and turns them into a leader. And how you take that builder and turn them into a leader is not only continue to pour value on them and teach them how to build, but you now educating them on how they can become effective at helping others accomplish what they've just accomplished, helping others take people from the visitor to the builder phase. And when you're somebody capable of leading other people and walking them through visitor to builders and the steps in between, then you become a leader. And so investing in people on a leadership level is a higher level skill set that you want to learn if you want your funnel to be effective. And also you want to be able to, create leaders in your organization so that you can take a step away and actually have true passive income. So a funnel allows you to not only recruit a lot of people into your business, especially if you're using the technologies we recommend here at Elite Marketing Pro, but a funnel also takes people past the point where they've taken their wallet out and bought and are actually, there's a few more steps that's going to essentially ensure the success of your business. If you're a customer, that turns into a recurring customer and then into an advocate. And if you're talking about a network marketing terms, it takes team members, turns them into builders, and then eventually turns them into leaders so that you create true leverage in your organization. This is what my friends Maja Semazar and Miguel Montero do very well, the Pajama Bosses. They know how to take new people and take them through a funnel that is very not talked about very often in network marketing, and how to take them in a systematic and automated way through that funnel so that they build not only a large team, an international team, but they also are able to build leaders. Because guess what? When you build leaders, the next step in that funnel for you, the phase you move from leader to basically, see you later. You go from leader to see you later. That's what you ultimately want to do in network marketing. You want to have true passive income. And that's how my friends, Maja and Miguel, have been able to create a large multiple 7-figure network marketing team that literally they spend a couple hours a month kind of overseeing that team, because they've managed to create that complete funnel, not just a recruiting funnel, but the funnel that turns team members into builders and into leaders so that they can step away and do other stuff they're passionate about. And so, and then also, so the funnel doesn't necessarily have to come in the form of some website or the funnels that maybe you're familiar with attraction marketing. Social media, if you're using it properly, also behaves like a funnel. You publish valuable content. Someone likes or starts following you. So that's like they've qualified themselves. You publish more value on your page. Guys, if you guys are connecting with this, drop me a number 4. Let me know if you guys are hearing me loud and clear on this value, because it's important you guys understand me. So social media also has funnels. You publish valuable content, someone likes your page and starts following you, and then you publish more valuable stuff, and those followers really appreciate the stuff you're putting on there. So now what that does is it builds up trust. So now you've built up trust, and those followers will engage with that content. That's how you know they're starting to trust you, is because your engagement is going up. Then at some point you make an offer, you post an offer, a link to something, or whatever that is, and the followers will take action on that offer. And the followers take action on that offer because so much trust has been built. There's a relationship, a rapport now, and you're taking them through these steps, and then you deliver on obviously what it is you offered. And this social media funnel might be what takes people into your attraction marketing funnel, into becoming a visitor to an actual lead where they actually submit information to you. So they're not just on social media, their action of the capture mechanism is them simply following you, but you don't own the social media channel, but you want to treat it like it's a funnel. If you're using Facebook groups to build your business, that is a funnel as well. You're taking people from stranger to a prospect, and then you add them into a group so they can get some more information. That prospect can turn into a builder or even a customer. So that's a funnel as well. And so the point is, regardless of what technology you're using, we have a particular system that we've already created here at Elite Marketing Pro. So if you're brand new to all things funnels, then I highly recommend you get in touch with your coach so they can explain this process further on how we help you leverage funnels both through social media, the social media funnel, and the funnels we've already created here at Elite Marketing Pro as part of our attraction marketing system, and how you can leverage those to build your network marketing business using attraction marketing. So attraction marketing is the overall term we use for using sales funnels to build your network marketing business. So hope that was valuable to you guys. If you guys got some perspective on how far reaching a funnel goes, and maybe even the funnel process that it may even happen before somebody reaches your website, drop me a number 7. Let me know that you guys enjoyed today's Daily Dose of Awesome. So a funnel, when you look at it in the micro detail, starts with that very first introduction on social media. Like someone sees your post, that's where the funnel begins. And the steps that they take to eventually be interested enough to click on one of your posts and they arrive on your website. And then the steps that are taken there, visitor, lead, prospect, customer, etc., on your website in order to actually buy from you. And then after that, after they've invested in you, what you do after that, when they, to turn them from a customer or a team member into a recurring customer or into a builder. And then from a recurring customer to an advocate, or from a builder to a leader. This funnel that we're teaching you here at Elite Marketing Pro is vast. Fortunately, we have the tools to make this learning process and learning curve a heck of a lot easier. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you got value.